Hello.
Is he asking me on a date?
She didn't seem that impressed.
The heart of Passengers is a moral question that has largely been kept out of the movie's marketing. As much as the film is about two people meeting and connecting after being awoken on a spaceship decades before their planned arrival, there is a human dilemma that drives the conflict of the film. It's necessary to discuss that moral question when talking about the strengths and weaknesses of the movie, though it may constitute a spoiler for those who wish to avoid the question altogether. Passengers gives its main character Jim, played by Chris Pratt, an impossible choice. Either live out the rest of his days alone after accidentally being woken from hibernation 90 years before the spaceship he's on arrives at its destination planet, which he is supposed to help colonize, or awaken someone else who will be forced to suffer the same fate with him. Considering Jennifer Lawrence also stars in this film, it's easy to guess which option Jim chooses. But the exploration of that concept is both where Passengers has its biggest successes and most disappointing failures. Though the movie is set against a sci-fi backdrop, its primary concern is exploring both the lead-up and fallout of Jim's decision to awaken Aurora. It's immediately apparent why these were the two perfect actors for this project. They carry the film, despite Martin Sheen and Lawrence Fishburne having supporting roles. Only actors as immediately likable and emotionally dynamic as Pratt and Lawrence would be able to pull off a film that requires this much heavy lifting, and their easy chemistry makes up for many of Passengers' misses. The biggest problem with the film is that it doesn't follow that dilemma through to the end. At a certain point, Passengers goes a more Hollywood route with its story, and suddenly the focus isn't on the human conflict, but instead an impending disaster that has been set up carefully throughout the length of the movie. Because of that, certain characters are let off the hook for their decisions more easily than they should be. And Passengers doesn't have as big an impact as the theoretical conversations it raises as a result. Passengers is a sci-fi story worth the time of fans of the genre, even if its focus is less on the world it's creating and more on the impossible situations it places its characters in. Passengers explores the idea of the journey being more important than the destination, and the same can be said of the experience of viewing the film itself.
You look fine this evening.
We're on a date.
Very nice.
Took you long enough to ask.
I was giving you space.
Oh, space. The one thing I do not need more of.